What do my elementary kids act like when they see me pull the ropes down for PE class?
Let's go, 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 let's go.
So after we got this wall, which was really great as a station activity, but I wanted to get more climbing things because you can't have an entire class of 25 kids on one wall. There's only 5 sections, so the maximum kids that are allowed to be on there is 5 at a time. And so I was trying to get more things. The next thing I got was these ropes right here, which we have a climbing rope. So this one has like the big knots in it. You can see the scarves that mark each level where they're allowed to go. And then this one is one of the ropes with the small knots in it, like the little rope that goes around, and we just use that one for swinging, so the kids don't climb that one. It'll be a little bit too difficult for the average student. I did tie a knot in this one so that they had like one extra thing to grab onto, but you can see that's kind of what it looks like the whole way up. If I had to estimate these spaces on these, I would say probably about every 18 inches is the knot spacing. And then the tallest flag up there is probably about even with the basketball goal, so that's probably about 10 feet off the ground, maybe 12 at the most. The rope that we use to pull the climbing ropes up just has some carabiners attached to it, and it gets pulled up on a pulley system that is connected to this little hook. Now, when we want to take the ropes down, what we do is I have the ropes like pulled up into the ceiling so they're out of the way. And we just have these 2 dot cleats, so you can kind of wrap the rope around those. And then when you want to let them down, you just undo this rope right here, and the ropes will drop down from the ceiling, and then have little carabiner hooks on there. Just unhook them and the ropes are ready to go. You can see here, there's nothing fancy. It's just a piece of rope with a carabiner. And when we want to take the ropes off, we just unclip the carabiner. When we're putting the ropes back up, I just wrap this around, clip it in, and then pull the rope back up. And once it's up where you want it, voila. So usually the first time I pull the ropes out for the year, I'll climb up to the top and just double check everything and make sure everything looks good. But I do climb up there and make sure that the lock is still screwed in tight and everything is working correctly. And I swing on it really hard a few times and make sure everything's good before I let kids do it. So I do a yearly check on that. For the climbing rope, we use a 8-inch thick crash pad. And when I was standing on the crash pad and trying to figure out how high I wanted the kids to climb, I just got like a normal size kindergartner or a normal size first grader and had them come and stand on the rope. And basically I wanted them to not be able to touch the first scarf without climbing, but I wanted it to be just one notch up from where they could touch. So for my kindergarten first students, most of them, if they reach their hands above their head, they're touching this knot right here. And so that's why I put the scarf on the next knot. And then when kids get into 2nd and 3rd grade, they can go up to the orange, which is 1 knot above that. And then 4th and 5th grade are going up there. And I don't let the kids go past that scarf. And if a kid climbs that high, they should be able to climb down safely without falling. If you're strong enough to go up, it's much easier to go down. But of course, we always talk to kids about making sure that they do not jump down from the ropes or jump down from the rock wall because we want them to be safe. One question I do get a lot is how did you install all these things? And we had ours professionally installed, which I would recommend if that's a possibility for you to do that. You want to have the liability on another company if possible. If your school is a smaller school or they're more open to doing DIY projects and things like that, you can save a lot of money if you install everything yourself. I know everybody's going to ask about pricing. You're going to have to get a quote. Everything is custom. Just Googling climbing ropes and got them from some online retailer. Let's see if we can find an example just to show you an example. Here we go, friends. So I'm just going to Google climbing ropes for physical education. Let's see what we come up with. There's a lot of options for you. You see S&S has one here, Go for Sport, Flag House. There's a lot of different options. I would probably not go with something like Amazon unless the length just adds up exactly right for you. Just because these equipment retailers are going to have more customizable things. So let's check out Gopher, since that's the first link, excuse me. So you can see the two different options, the Manila, Unmanila, and Poly Plus. I'm pretty sure this is what I have. It looks pretty similar, so let's click on that. So you can see there's two different options. You can get the Poly Boot or the Turk's Head. I think that's these two different options right here. I'm pretty sure I have the Poly Boot. And then the beginner is with knots. The woven rest grip is the little like white thread grips that are like the ones that I showed you on my swinging rope. And then no knots is obviously just the rope with nothing on it. You got your length right here. And then if you scroll down, it has the more detailed things here. You want, 1 foot of deduction from the rafters to the bottom for clearance. You can get custom links, contact for details. Here's the knot types. So I had the beginner knots. They're going to be 18 inches between. And then my swinging rope has the rest grip knots, which are those little like white threaded woven knots every 18 inches. So those are some options for you, and there's a few reviews. And then, you can look around at the whatever equipment retailer you decide to go with, and you can see a lot of the different options for climbing equipment here. And that's it. So good. Oh, look at that. That's kind of nice. I wouldn't mind getting one of those. A little rope hoist lockbox. I would also recommend getting something like this, which is similar to what I have. It's like a little lock that goes around the rafters. Let me see if it'll show me a close-up. Yeah, so basically it's just a safety precaution, and this little thing goes on the rope. So if there was ever a failure here, which, like I said, I do a yearly inspection on mine, so you definitely want to inspect those yearly, and these are rated for thousands and thousands of pounds. So you're probably not going to have a failure, but just in case, you don't want a heavy chain or something dropping from the ceiling onto a kid. So this will, if like this chain link broke, for example, or this came loose and unscrewed, this wire right here would keep the rope from falling down, and it would just drop like maybe 1 or 2 inches. So I would definitely recommend getting that since you're in a school, just for some extra insurance and liability in case something happens. Safety first. Good luck, friends, and happy shopping. That's it, guys. I hope that was helpful, and my encouragement to you would be, none of this stuff was here when I got to the school, and I didn't get it all in 1 year. It took multiple years and multiple fundraisers and multiple proposals and asks to finally get everything how I wanted it. Change takes time, so focus on one small thing you want to add to your gym each year, and slowly add those things as you can, unless you have an opportunity to get a giant grant and you need to spend $40,000, and then just do it all at the same time. And here's the dimensions of my gym if you're interested, and the lines and the 4 square courts and everything, how it's laid out. Luckily, I was able to design that because we got the floors redone my 4th year here, so I was able to design the lines on the floor exactly how I wanted them. That's pretty much it, guys. I hope that was helpful. I hope you have an awesome day, and good luck getting your own American Ninja Warrior climbing challenges, equipment type stuff in your own teaching space.